Howdy. I would like to thank both La Liga and FC Barcelona for joining me today, where I hope we can resolve this conflict. So the history of FC Barcelona dates all the way back to when Catalonia's autonomous government was abolished. Its leader was shot, regionally based politics were outlawed, economic sanctions were applied, and public use of the Catalan language and the Catalan culture were banned. And this is as explained by the minority rights group International. It is almost impossible to fathom that it got to this point. However, Catalonians had one place in which they could express their beliefs and escape from the barriers put on them, and this place was FC Barcelona. These games not only gave Catalonians a chance to support FC Barcelona, which was many of the Catalonians' favorite team, but a chance to express themselves freely. Yes, back in 1939, the dictator Franco took a lot away from the Catalonian people, but it also created a special bond between the Catalonian people and its football team. It truly made FC Barcelona més que un club, which in other words means more than a club. On the other hand, we have La Liga, and they argue there is an obvious answer to what will happen if Catalonia were to become independent from Spain. And the answer is that FC Barcelona will no longer be able to play in La Liga. According to Bleacher Report, President of La Liga, Javier Tebas, has made it clear that FC Barcelona will be kicked out of La Liga if Catalonia were to gain independence from Spain. Tebas hopes that it won't come down to this, but it will have to happen if Catalonia were to become independent from Spain. Obviously, the underlying interests from both parties will impact the future and how we proceed going forward. This will also lead to more clear communication between both parties. FC Barcelona seems to want to hold on to their status as more than a club, and they do not want to disappoint the Catalonian people. While on the other hand, La Liga similarly wants to please their fans and does not want to lose profit, which will happen if FC Barcelona is no longer a part of La Liga. There is one specific and important underlying mutual interest that I would like to present, and that is the iconic rivalry of El Clasico, which is the rivalry between FC Barcelona and Real Madrid. It's one of the most storied rivalries in all of sports, and it would be no longer if FC Barcelona were no longer a part of the league. Fans would no longer be able to dedicate themselves to the storied rivalry, which would be detrimental to both FC Barcelona and La Liga. So I'd like both of y'all to ask yourselves this question. What is best for La Liga and FC Barcelona? And the answer is really simple. FC Barcelona can stay in La Liga and La Liga can still continue to make a steady profit. Yes, Spanish laws may prohibit this, but I believe that many fans would be willing to lobby support to alter these laws. At the end of the day, both parties will face immense losses if FC Barcelona ends up leaving La Liga. La Liga would suffer economic trouble solely because FC Barcelona brings such substantial profit. Also, many fans would stop watching solely for the reason that FC Barcelona is no longer playing in the league. And there's also a high likelihood that FC Barcelona would no longer be playing in such a distinguished league like La Liga. Also, there will no longer be El Clasico. To prevent this, we need to establish strong communication techniques between both of the parties. The two techniques I want to present are leading questions and dialogue. First of all, with leading questions, I would like each side to ask leading questions in the hope of creating sound conversation and feedback. The next technique I want to present is dialogue. Here, we focus on understanding each side's point of view and working together. And this will be very useful for the current situation, will help both sides' ideas and concerns be validated. Next, I would like to propose integrative bargaining to both sides. This means that you will both collaborate in order to find a win-win situation where both sides are better off. The process is not going to be simple, but is definitely the best going forward. I want to propose two more techniques to you, which I think will work, and that is the feel, felt, found technique and the set aside technique. The feel, felt, found technique will allow both parties to be heard while showing empathy towards each other, and this will also help avoid redundant arguing. The next technique is the set aside technique. Basically what this technique is where y'all will set aside the techniques in which one side will not budge on. This will help prevent further argument. Overall, the situation should not be looked at as a clash between the two parties, but one that will end in compromise. Football is a sport that brings people together in these times, and we must focus on the wonders that the sport has to offer for unity and not divide. One of the main barriers within this conflict and situation is the authority barrier. In this situation, the possibility of FC Barcelona being removed from the league is in the hands of La Liga. In order to remove this barrier, I would like both parties to adopt reframing. Now, this is a very interesting technique. This is where both sides will examine this conflict from a whole new perspective. What I would like to propose both parties do, is maybe take a look into the eyes of fans and see what it would be like from their view if FC Barcelona was no longer a part of La Liga. I would like to thank both parties of La Liga and FC Barcelona for joining me today. And I hope what I have presented to you today will help resolve this conflict soon. Thank you.